Good morning, guys. So, this is for a certain group of kiddos that needs me to read this to them. So, what I need you to do is go ahead and grab this paper. I should have already given it to you. And I'm going to read it through here. So, I'll read the passage, I'll read the questions. Just pause the question, pause after I read a question, and then you can unpause and so I can read the next question to you. Okay. I should have the document camera up, but I don't. But that's okay. You have your paper in front of you, so go ahead and grab that paper. And we're going to go ahead and read this together so that you can do this on your own today while the rest of us are doing it too. All right, so the passage is Noise in the Attic. Again, you've got this paper out, and we're reading through this. One night, David was suddenly startled while sleeping. He woke up to the faint sound of a mouse scurrying overhead in the attic. His first reaction was to try to go back to sleep. It was midnight and he had to wake up in 5 hours for work. However, the sound of the mouse running across the wooden floors of the attic became so distracting that he wasn't able to go back to sleep. David realized that David realized that if he wanted to get any more sleep, he had to try to stop the noise. He decided to build a mousetrap in order to catch the mouse. He went outside to the barn and gathered the tools he would need to construct the trap. After assembling it, he placed a slice of cheese on one end so that the mouse would be tempted to go near the trap. David hid in a dark corner of the attic and waited to see if his plan would work. After patiently waiting for 15 minutes, David heard a loud snap. He quickly shifted over towards the mousetrap. "Yes," I thought. "I caught the mouse," David exclaimed. He carefully grabbed the trap and went back outside with it. As soon as he was at a safe distance from the house, David opened the trap and set the mouse free. So now we're going to go over the questions. Just pause when I read a question, and then you can answer it, and then unpause, and then I'll go to the next question. So the first question says, which line best describes why David was startled? One night, David was suddenly startled while sleeping. He woke up to the faint sound of a mouse scurrying overhead in the attic. His first reaction was to try to go back to sleep. However, the sound of the mouse running across the wooden floors of the attic became so distracting that he wasn't able to go back to sleep. Number 2, what can you infer about David? David is scared of mice. A, he's scared of mice. B, David lives alone. C, David needs his sleep. Or D, David is a farmer. 3, what is the theme of the story's introduction? A, friendship with all. B, man against nature. C, a quest for discovery. Or D, technology and society. Flip it over. Number 4, how is the event in the introduction different from the event in the conclusion? A mouse is running around David's attic. B, David has to build a mousetrap. C, David has to sleep to be ready for work in 5 hours. D, David's neighbor is banging on his door. Number 5, what does the passage not explain? A, how David constructed the trap. B, why David had to get enough sleep. C, where the noise was coming from. Or D, what the mouse looked like. Number 6, which quote best describes what the mousetrap looked like? A, he decided to build a mousetrap in order to catch the mouse. B, he went outside to the barn and gathered the tools he would need to construct the trap. C, after assembling it, he placed a slice of cheese on one end so that the mouse would be tempted to go near the trap. D, David hid in the dark corner of the attic and waited to see if his plan would work. Number 7, what challenge did David overcome in the passage? David was able to find the tools to build a mousetrap. B, David was able to solve his problem but not being able to sleep. C, David was able to fall back asleep. D, David was able to get to work on time the next day. Number 8, how does David compare to the mouse? A, David and the mouse are both sleeping. B, David and the mouse are both stuck in the barn. C, David and the mouse are both in the attic for at least 15 minutes. Or D, David and the mouse both got hurt in the mousetrap. And then we have 2 questions on the back. Number 9, how would you summarize the passage? A, David is woken up by a mouse in the attic. B, a mouse gets stuck in a mousetrap in an attic. C, David catches a mouse in the attic with a mousetrap so he can go back to sleep. Or D, David builds a mousetrap with tools he finds in the barn. And the last question, number 10, what can you infer about the mouse from the passage? The mouse is trying to find its way out of the attic. B, the mouse is David's pet that got out of its cage. Or C, the mouse came from the barn. D, the mouse had been in the house for a few days. Once you've finished this, make sure your name's on it and put it in the blue basket. Thanks.